নিধায় সাধু লোক বলে অগতির গতি নিধায় সাধু লোক বলে most important. One may be surrendered to Krishna, but if he done the sadhu sangha, Krishna is never pleased with it. And he cannot, what to say, capture Krishna. You understand? And sadhu sangha is required. And one should have the real benefit of sadhu sangha, it is completely surrendered to the sadhu and associates. Then he gets real benefit. Srimad Bhagavatam 11 kind says, Tava Bhagavatam Dharman Sikher Guruvatmanayvataho Omayam Vrityajastu Siddhatmado Hari. That means one should be always with the Guru, thinking Guru as the dear, what is it? Worshipable deity of my heart. Atmadevata. You understand? In that mentality, developing that mentality is someone surrenders unto Guru and hears Srimad Bhagavata Katha from him. And get the mercy of Guru, thereby this Bhagavata Dharma, Tattva will be built to him. You understand? Jasya deve paravakti, jatha deve tatha guru, tasyaite vadidayasta prakasha, devaha Upanishad says, same thing, this same thing. So in Upanishad, one who was paravakti, supreme bhakti, was the Supreme Lord as well as the Guru. So before him, this truth, Bhagavata, Dharma, Tattva, Vedic truth is revealed, isn't it? Otherwise you cannot get it. Ami tadurjanoti soda durajaro Ami tadurjanoti soda কোটি জন্মে নাহি কো উদ্ধার কোটি কোটি জন্মে নাহি কো উদ্ধার এহেন দয়ালু কে বা এ জগতে আছে
Gurudeva Maharaj ki jai. I met Maharaj the first time when he came to our Heidelberg temple and delivered a lecture on Lord Balaram. After he had concluded his lecture, I went with him up to his room and I asked him a question. Maharaj, you have been singing. You have been so enthusiastic to share very deep points in Krishna consciousness that I have not heard before. Your style of delivery is so extraordinary. Please explain to me what is in your mind. What do you want to achieve while preaching in our movement? It was a question asked out of curiosity. I had become very inspired by his delivery. I thought, oh, here is someone who can supply nectar, but I wanted to know what was going on in his mind. And at that time, he explained to me his three purposes in preaching within our movement. And I want to read these three purposes in his own words to you, because it's nice on such a day to connect with the message, the mission of the great personality of Gurudeva Maharaj. He says, it's in New York City, July 94. There are three things that are very important to me. One is that I want to preach to the preachers. It causes me so much pain to see the devotees falling down and going away. The second thing is that I want to show how everything is in Srila Prabhupada's books. Those persons who are saying that Srila Prabhupada only gave ABC, it causes me so much pain in my heart. I want to make them silent. And the third thing is that I want to show how everything is in ISKCON and that devotees do not have to go elsewhere for higher teachings. After our discussion, I thought, wow, here is a very, very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada who is only there for serving Srila Prabhupada. And much later, I could see what he meant. I could see much later how devotees starve to obtain these deep and relishable insights in their Krishna consciousness. Therefore, I very much congratulate those like our Madhavananda Prabhu who regularly publish the lectures or excerpts from the books or even books by Maharaj. It's a great need. We need that nourishment. When I came to the temple in Bhuvaneshwara, please excuse me for a moment. When I came, Maharaj had already left the planet, but I looked at the place where he stayed. I looked at the obviously the temple, and then there was a smaller temple, and I could walk a little bit through his heart, so to say, because these external buildings were manifestations of what he had in his heart. And I think you as disciples and friends and well-wishers of Maharaj know that he wanted to open a crying school. He was very much aware of Lord Chaitanya's way of preaching in the mood of separation, vipralambha This bhakti is called Viraha Bhakti. I would like to speak about this crying school a little bit, and I've also found some very nice references. There were two types of crying which Maharaj taught. After all, the school needs to have a variety of subject matters. So in his crying school, there was crying for Guru Kripa and then crying for Krishna Kripa. Let us first hear a quote on the first point, crying for Guru Kripa. The Shishya, the Sadhaka, Maharaj says, should always cry for Guru Kripa, the causeless mercy of the Guru. Unless you cry for it, you cannot get it. Nobody can get that mercy without crying. For example, when the child cries, the mother runs, thinking, "Oh, my child is crying." The child cannot be pacified by anything without the mother's presence. Because she is engaged in performing household duties, the mother may give the child a toy or a doll to play with, but the child will throw down the toy or doll and cry and cry. So unless you cry, how can you get that mercy? This crying is required. This comes from a lecture in San Francisco in the year 1994. So crying for the spiritual master, mercy. How can you meet your spiritual master? You have to cry. And then Lord Paramatma makes the arrangement that you meet the appropriate spiritual master. When you have a spiritual master, how can you get the mercy from him? You have to cry, especially after his departure. Oh, Gurudeva, I'm very helpless. I'm overcome by the material modes of nature, and I'm in trouble. Please appear in my heart and help me, direct me to the right path. This crying is required. Second type of crying for Krishna's mercy. I will read to you from a lecture given in Paris in the year 1985. We should always be praying, "Krishna, please help me." Chanting Hare Krishna means that the soul is crying, "Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh Krishna Shakti, Radharani. Oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. I'm fallen." I would like to end here. It's a beautiful quotation, but this is the crying school of our Gaur Govinda Maharaj. He taught, he lived what he taught. He gave an example, and he is always there to contact by any sincere disciple. Just enter his crying school. Cry. Don't be shy. Don't reserve anything. We need help. Our mind is not always under our control. Material life is not pleasant. Mercy is required. I thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna.
Some remembrances that I have with the Bhubaneswar temple. I was not fortunate to meet Maharaj in person, but ever since I got in touch with Maharaj's books, I was deeply impressed with what Maharaj had to say. In my entire life, I had never seen such a powerful speaker on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and therefore as soon as I heard the Vani of Maharaj, it was immediately clear to me that this personality is definitely my Shiksha Guru. I immediately accepted Maharaj as a Shiksha Guru within my heart, and I always longed for the day when I would go to Bhubaneswar and have a darshan of Maharaj's Samadhi. Around 2007, I got an opportunity to go to Bhubaneswar for the first time in my life. When I went to Bhubaneswar, I had arrived in the evening through a train. I went to the temple, took rest in the guest house, and the next morning I came for Mangal Aarti, which was supposed to be held first in front of Maharaj's Samadhi, which was previously just next to the highway. When I was standing there next to the Samadhi, I mentally prayed to Maharaj that, "Oh Maharaj, I wish to be accepted by you as a Shiksha disciple. I do not know what qualification I have, but if you accept me as a Shiksha disciple someday, then please give me a chance to sing Mangal Aarti for you on some particular day in the future." When I was praying like that in front of Maharaj's Samadhi, a wonderful thing happened. The brahmachari who was supposed to sing Mangal Aarti came there and asked me to sing Mangal Aarti for Maharaj. So on the very first day that I visited Bhubaneswar, I got immediate reciprocation from Maharaj, which indicated to me that Maharaj had kindly accepted me in his service. After this incident, my determination to serve Maharaj increased more and more, and the more I heard Maharaj, the more I became convinced that I am serving a Mahabhagavat, a great devotee of the Lord. It is very rare to find such a Mahabhagavat to whom one can render service, and all incidents in Maharaj's life show that he was a perfect example of what a Gaudiya Vaishnava is. Maharaj is singing, Maharaj is speaking very strongly, at the same time very sweetly. Maharaj's unique style of teaching all his students, and Maharaj's very clear authoritative quoting of Shastra. These things made a permanent space in my heart, and this space could not be filled by any other personality. I am very thankful to Maharaj that it is because of him that I understood what is the science of Guru Tattva. It is because of him that I got access to so many wonderful literature and the entire culture of Orison Vaishnavism. I am also very thankful to Maharaj that it is because of him that I got association of so many wonderful disciples of him.
Gurudeva, please accept me as a speck of stars like you. Vaishnava Kodorinu. You follow my language? Vaishnava Kodorinu. Dust of lotus feet and Vaishnava is very hard. It doesn't pass like atomic. At all, minute. So on. But so far. It will go up, penetrating astral 8 layers of this material universe. Go up, then that Vaikuntha, then Dwarka, Mathura, Ayodhya, everything goes to Vrindavan. It's so powerful. It goes up, and is very proud. Go down. Understood, man? You follow me? So now how it is? It's not weakness. You should not think so. It's not weakness, Baba. It's a potential is there. It's quality of love. उत्तम होया अपना के माने ओढ़ो. He is उत्तम. How do I say excited? And this Kaviraj was from also. This Kavaramahansa Chudamani is just real Kavaramahansa. Purishya Kito Hita Hamsa Histo. And worse than a world is true. उत्तम होया अपना के माने ओढ़ो. That's my prestige. You understand? They will do Hari Kirtan and get mercy of Guru, Gauranga, all Vaishnavas. Then your chanting will be offenseless, pure. You get Krishna, pray by Krishna. Koti janma kahe nadi. Naam sankirtan, Krishna pade na pai prema. Lords of light will chant Hare. No prema Baba. You understand? 40 janma, So I am saying, you are fortunate that you have come to this life, accepted to you, and wings are good, flaws are there, mistakes are there, that's there. But correct yourself, mend yourself, get start. Laughing from Gurudeva, that is Gurudeva mercy. You follow? Yes. Guru mercy is laughing. Guru Karnada, that's all over here. Yes! That's mercy. Yes. Get it, accept it. That is mercy. Then you develop such things. Gaur Premanand